Hey everyone, we're here on Cyrene, and we're gonna continue working on this wood collecting quest. Just because we're trying to backfill a bunch of our looting skills, they're starting to really lag behind our other ones. We do a lot of hunting. We don't do as much tree harvesting and backfilling. Plus, these are a little slower to work up. And so today I thought we would work on this weekly quest where they give you some blueprint at the end, and see about getting some biology, some analysis, all those fancy looter skills that help you get a little bit more stuff, for lack of a better word, loot, whatever, ped stuff. And there's no unlocks associated with this resource gatherer from here on out. I don't know if there ever was, but I still like to see that level go up. And I don't know if it's just I like my level to be higher, um, or I don't understand the psychological reasons behind why I'm like, nah, it's literally does nothing for me, but it's a level higher. That's awesome. But it's still awesome. I also like that the trees are a different color. Um, and if it's not that way for you, you can. What I've been told is that you can go into an instance and zone out, and it'll reset it to this way. And so that's what I do before I even come out to look for them, just because I don't want to risk it. Plus, it's really easy to see if someone's been through the area recently, because you can see, is there a bunch of green trees or are they all pink? The botany doesn't do a whole lot for us, but I still like to see that gardener level go up. I'm always hopeful they'll expand that gardening profession one day, make something useful with it. So I'm really glad they added this weekly quest and these trees into Cyrene. Before I was having to go to Rocktopia or Toland, and Rocktopia was definitely the better skilling area, and it still might be. Um, but these tools are much quicker than the rest of the planets, and so it really gives this area a huge advantage. Got some athletics there that'll help with our evader level. We're pretty far from an unlock on that, but it's still nice we're getting it. I think it's 50 or 55. We're at like 30. So a real long ways to go on that one. Geology's nice. I think we're gonna start doing some more mining. Um, I haven't really dipped my hand into it too heavy yet, but there's enough stuff with reasonable markup on Cyrene, plus a bunch of quests and whatnot that I think might benefit us. In addition to the daily like mine three things, uh, arc mission badge for mining. Um, and so we'll try to do not definitely not every day. We'll try to do I don't know once a week, maybe twice if we're feeling a little spunky. We'll try to factor it in once. We're gonna need the materials for crafting and whatnot anyway. Plus, it'll be nice to be a more of a well-rounded character in the sense that I won't have to depend on other people to go get certain materials for me if for whatever reason I have the option to go get them myself. Now, if they can get them cheaper than I can get them for myself, that's a whole different story. But it's nice to have that option. Oh, some biology's nice. That's a looter skill for both the mutant and the animal. Pretty slow to work up. There's another quest here on Cyrene where you hand in that muscle B compounder that's crafted with muscle oil and sweat, and it gives you a tiny amount of biology skill. Alright, we've cleared this small area, now we're going to move on to the next. And this whole island here is just filled with trees, typically. Unless someone's been through real recently, you're likely to be able to break 3, 4 tools here in pretty rapid order. It does kind of look like someone's been through this side, though. There's not many trees here. A lot of times when I see one area with a lot of trees and this going on, either someone's been through real recently or we're about to run into someone out here. And typically it's the latter. 'Cause that's definitely depleted out. And so we'll head kind of to the south and see if they made the full circuit of the island. I mean, there's a handful of trees to harvest, so we're not in bad shape in any capacity, but it's definitely going a little slower than I typically see. This place is probably getting a little more popular with the hunters on Cyrene who are trying to finish out and backfill some of those looting skills because they're not getting the amount of loot they want. That was a nice little dex boost. That's a looter skill as well. And it's often in the rotation for the codex rewards. Same with perception. And so those are the two that I select a lot of times, just because they affect our looter profession in a not insignificant amount. And there's some analysis that goes into all the looting professions. I want to say around 10%. And so we're hoping to, with backfilling all these, that we can push up the main skills and see a bigger boost um, towards our next unlock on that looting, which is a really long way away. We have like 20 levels to go or something like that for the next one there. I think the unlocks on the looting profession are literally level 30 and then level 60 or something like that. Plus, with tree cutting, you can almost guarantee count on getting 90% back. And once you're fully skilled, um, and I still get under that occasionally, um, but it gets counterbalanced by the 95% and the I broke even runs. And then you're just stockpiling a slew of really valuable skills. Um, I don't know if you really like pull ahead if you were to try to chip them out and sell them with the 10% skill loss for doing chipping out and whatnot. Because I've been asked that a handful of times. I use the skill pill, so it's hard for me to kind of get a good judge on that because I'm getting 50% more skills um, than I would if I wasn't using those. And so when you do the math, that's the equivalent of when you're not using it, gaining skills at about 2/3 the rate you do with the 50% boost for that same cost, so to speak. And so it's hard for me to weigh in without really bearing down into the numbers. Pretty heavy. And we might do that at some point, but I'm probably not gonna tree cut for months on end to sell some skills to make um, a little bit of side ped. It's a viable strategy, and I had someone tell me that that's what they were doing. They were literally tree cutting until they could chip out and then buy a fancy heal tool and go be one of those healer for hires. I haven't heard how their strategy panned out. I talked to him a while back on Rocktopia. I hope it panned out for him. I'm always excited when people's come up with a good strategy to grind their way into something. The other skill we'll get at some point, and I haven't seen it pop up yet. It could have snuck by and we missed it, but is zoology. Um, it doesn't have a high proportion to the of skill in this tool use, and so it goes up really slowly. But it is something we'll get. Same with that genetics. It goes up real slowly. The genetics is for mutant looting. So I've never done any treasure hunting. I'm a level 10 treasure hunter, and I credit a big portion of that to the geology skill, and which and I attribute my geology skill to this right here. I haven't done a lot of mining. Oh, is a dude out here. I figured we'd run into someone sooner or later with the trees all beat down a bunch. It's alright, we're making pretty reasonable progress on this weekly quest. We're doing it the slow way, obviously, with this level 1 tool. If I wanted to go quickly, I'd be busting out that big level 3 tool. We'd be turning out 10 boards at a time. Because each board you harvest, it's literally 10,000 boards. So, you see we get 1, it goes 1. When we get a 2, it'll go up by 2. Kind of curious who we got out here. With the outstanding whipper, I'm assuming he is also trying to backfill some of them looter skills that he may or may not have enough of. Yep, he's scouting for your trees from the air. That's probably pretty smart. That's the other thing you can do if you do that instance trick to where they turn that green versus the pink. I kind of like that idea. Assuming I can find a spot to throw my little shippy down in. Oh, I saw it go green for a second. Oh, there's one right there. Let's grab that tree real fast. That's clearly going to be a respawn, but I think we break a tool every 10 to 15 minutes or so with these new tools, just because they're a little quicker. And by a little, I mean 50% quicker than the old tools. And so, yeah, it looks like he kind of came from the other direction from us. So all that's likely been kind of wiped out. Although why he didn't start at the beginning area of the teleporter, I'm not real sure. It's right, there's a nice island chain here. Oh, there's one right there. Maybe we'll land and grab it real fast. And it's the only tree, so it's a respawn also recently. Oh, there's that zoology I was talking about. I like to get our biology up more for certain. And so we're going to get that a little bit out here, but not, I really want to get that bumped up. And part of that, I guess, is just because, like, I studied science And so I kind of consider myself a little bit of a scientist. I would like my science skills to kind of be up a little bit. I feel like I'm doing my avatar a disservice by having low science skills. I did see that one tree. I didn't feel like kind of stopping there, though. Oh, there's going to be a few on this island. We'll land here for a second. Out we go. Alright, let's get it. Skillin' on. You know what I'm realizing? We're missing our helmet on. This will help us skill even faster, since it'll give us some extra reload speed. Alright, now we're going to kind of work our way back to the ship. Nice. There's some more biology. I think we get about 3-4% every time we come out of this resource gatherer profession. About every time we come out. It looks like there's a few. We'll stop and grab these up. We'll proceed on foot from here. There's enough trees here that I suspect that we'll just go across the bridge, which is right over there, and have more trees. I'm hoping anyway. The downside is that these are all peripheral skills, and so our actual looter profession doesn't go up very much during these um, tree skilling sessions. 1%, maybe 2%. Um, and so it's definitely a grind to push these forward, which is one of the reasons I use the skill pills. There's really two reasons, like scenarios to really want to use the skill pill, right? The first one is it's going to be incredibly time consuming. You're trying to cut some of that time off to get where you want to go. The other is it's incredibly expensive to do that particular activity, and so you're wanting to get the most skill out of it as possible. This falls into the time where it's very time consuming, and so you're just trying to cut down on the total amount of time you're going to have to spend tree cutting. All right, let's switch over to the mace hammer. We'll take that extra 10% run speed. Since we can visually spot which trees, we don't have to have the tool equipped for them to pop up. Nice, we're two-thirds of the way through that weekly quest now. Oh, there's that dude again. So we've caught up to him. He left a bunch of trees for us. Or he landed from the other direction, one of the two. Oh, there he goes, flying off again. Cool, thanks for leaving all these for me, bro. Alright, we'll duck across. Oh, there's a few over here. Oh, I forgot the alertness. That's a pretty cheap skill to buy. But we get some of that out here, and that's evident because of the skill we have. I've done a lot of tree cutting. I really like it. I'm a big proponent of it. I was long before um, they actually put the looting skills in. I thought it was epic to backfill a bunch of those skills, like athletics and whatnot. But with the looting 2.0 and the looting professions and everything they've done there, um, it literally just dialed it up to a higher level of like, that's really epic. From hey, I think that's a good idea. Found ourselves some fruit today on this tree cutting expedition also, which is kind of nice. Little mini bonus, we'll say. I think the fruit's about 2 ped per K, and we found about 1/20th of one. So about 10 pack worth or so, give or take. My math might be a little off. I was just really guesstimating. So super rough calculation, we'll call that. Oh, yep, we're starting to be weighed down a little bit. So let's drop some stuff off. And it's still weighing us down until we drop it out like that. And then we're like, oh. And it's back in storage now. And we're unencumbered and we're going to continue our harvest. And we can just grab it up from our from any storage terminal once we're wrapped up. That was our first warning message, so we probably have 2 more trees or so. And I see we just passed the 70% mark on this weekly quest, which I'm excited about. I don't think we'll quite wrap it up this time, but next time we'll wrap it up for sure. The next time we come out to do some tree cutting. Gotta be getting close now. Oh yeah, this will be the last tree for this tool, I think. And so the profession you see goes up pretty slowly. We've broken 4 or 5 tools at this point. 4, I think. Um, but the skills do go up. The value you get out of them is high, both you as a utility for your character and like the actual pet value you get in a single session. Um, I mean, it's not a large amount of ped. In fact, it's likely pack in skill. But all those skills have pretty high markup, 1800% on up, pretty much. Outside of a few of them, like alertness. No, we're not talking about you. We're talking about the zoology. We're talking about the biology. We're talking about the analysis. We're talking about the genetics. I actually don't know the markup on genetics. I just assume it's pretty good. Um, so we'll say tentative on genetics. The dex, that's pretty low. Alertness, pretty low. We're going to anticipate needing to drop that over the next little bit. Now the density of the trees we're finding has gone up. We're making really good progress on that weekly. Those 15 board hits didn't hurt our cause in that regard, though, in any capacity. Well, looks like we're encumbered again. We'll have to try and find a suitable spot to drop that big ol' quad wing. All right, that ought to free up our for the rest of this tree cutting run. All right, on to the last tool I brought with us. Well, that was a nice one. 15 boards. Yeah, we're gonna close in and get past the 75% mark with this tool, I think. All right, we got about a little under half a tool to go here. Our skill pill's about to be up though. We got only a couple minutes left on it. Alright, only a few more trees to go and we'll have broken this tool. And then we'll see how many boards and whatnot we actually got. We'll look at the returns real fast as we wrap up. I think this one should break this last tool. Totally, absolutely. I feel confident in that statement. And then we'll use the teleport feature and we'll just appear back at this outer rim. There we go. 6 tools broken. 5% of a level for our resource gatherer. So a lot of these are over here are harvestable. There's monsters around a little bit, and they don't have that same shading difference to make them easy to spot. So let's go get our vehicles back from our storage terminal. Yep, we want that one. Yep, we want that one. So now we'll take a look see here. Oh, wrong one. We want the tools. We want to get rid of our broken tools here. And then we'll see how much we got. Looks like we're a little low. We're at 89% returns. 90% would be 27 ped. So we're 23 pack under that. So right near that 90% mark. And then we're up, honestly, a slew of skills, a bunch of which have really high markup. 9 points of analysis, some zoology, like I said, the whole list there, 4 or 5 of those looter skills have pretty reasonable markup, especially if you're trying to purchase them to beef up your character. And so, tree cutting on a skill pill, backfill that looter profession like none other. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. Stay epic.